What's up, bankers?
Hello, bankers.
Let it rip. Let it rip. Go do it.
Oh, is it my turn?
Do it now.
Yeah, let's hear it.
It's your turn. Let's hear it.
What's up, bankers?
Yes. Gen Z intern Issa on the pod.
Back by popular demand.
Oh, shit!
Since y'all are
Okay,
so obsessed with me.
Okay. The parabolic swings in her ego is crazy. Okay.
It's crazy. This is crazy.
Hey, Issa, it's off season. Relax.
It's off season. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Issa, this ain't a race recap, okay? Slow your roll. All right? But yeah, I've got COVID right now, currently infected with the novel coronavirus. Coronavirus. And so I'm feeling a little bit loopy. So I'm gonna need you guys to kind of take the lead on this, but we're doing an important episode today, and this is why it was especially important that we had Issa on, because today we're talking about social medias. We're talking social medias. We're talking social medias presence, and we're talking who does it right, who does it wrong. And Matt and I have our own opinions on these things, but at the end of the day, we're millennials. We're millennials who are really, who like to pretend like we know what's going on with the youth. But now we have someone of the youth who understands things that we don't. I've been throwing out, Rizzler and Skibbity with the Phantom tax to the people around me, and you know what? And Issa's already giving a cringed out face, so I need to know what's going on, what's popping, what's cool, what's not, and who's doing it right and who's doing it wrong. So
who's leaving crumbs? Who's eating?
Who's eating and who's leaving crumbs?
Who's leaving crumbs? Exactly.
Everywhere. But before we get into all that, we got to thank our daddies of the pod. We got to thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jay Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier Mera, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Luana Galbano, Ali Santana, Carla, Juarlo, Kimberly, Huelin, Alonso from Face 69, Donya Janad, Jimmy, Mohammed Patel, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Liv Lot, Kat, Future Dog Tour Dion, Steph Grossi, JB Fresh, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hull is my F1 daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Signs Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts, Jay Kess, Sigma Alonso for president, George Russell is evil, Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Matt Edwards is always right, I wish I was Max and Danny's love child, and our most recent daddy for this episode is Matt.
Aurora.
Shout outs to Aurora. Thank you, daddies. You become a daddy of the pod if you go to patreon.com/TRFpod and be a part of the fucking resistance of the off season, and we need the money. Okay. Let's discuss what our assignment for today. I guess I want to start with what makes. Well, I just want to say, what makes a good, criteria. What makes a good Instagram account? What are the categories that I feel like these Instagram accounts can fall under? So, and I'm curious, Issa, what your take on this?
Well, as a PR major in Gen Z, I feel like I probably have officially PR major. I've been saying that for a year and a half now, but it was official as of yesterday.
Her major was literally a PR nightmare for a year, but now it's official. It's officially PR.
Literally.
It was a PR nightmare, but now it's actually PR. So just chill.
Now I'm an expert.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my criteria, I ranked people higher for aesthetic, authenticity. If it was just all sponsored posts,
right.
I kind of moved them lower in the ranking. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think sometimes it's Instagram accounts can be just an extension of a corporation. You're like, oh, this is just a corporate. Mm-hmm. I mean, these guys they all probably have S corps. They all are corporate entities. There is Max Verstappen Incorporated, Sergio Perez Incorporated. It's they have these. And so sometimes you're 100% right. The Instagram account just feels like you're on Visa, the Visa Instagram account, or some product, Bose or whatever. Yeah.
I have a few things. I said, did you let me in?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have a sense of who you are? And by the way, I could hate what I see, but I still rank it higher.
Right.
I'm like, this is who they are, so I have to. I don't like it necessarily, but I have to rank it higher because it's letting me in.
AKA Esteban Ocon.
Esteban Ocon, exactly. It's like, okay, I don't like what I'm seeing,
Right?
But it's generous. It's letting me in,
right?
But I also want to do something else. I want to throw in a curveball here, which is going to fuck your guys' rankings up.
Okay,
because this is social media rankings. So I was like Ross Braun with this shit. I looked at this thing creatively.
Yes.
Because if you just look at their grid,
right,
certain rankings, certain guys are going to plummet. They're going to be near the bottom. But if you look at how they actually performed on social media.
Oh, like how many likes they got and stuff?
No, just their presence.
Oh,
if they did numbies, whether they are like whether they were ubiquitous.
Right.
Across social media. Guys at the bottom are now suddenly at the top. You know what I mean?
Oh, interesting. I'm curious to hear who this applies to. When I was looking at it, I was looking at some like counts, and I was like, wow, red flag's actually on par with some of these guys. I was like, okay, actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And there's some other guys who have a large like many followers, over 1 million, but then it was still like 2,500 likes, and I was like, damn, dude, you gotta read the room.
All right, let's.
But wait, any other criteria from you, Issa? Any other Gen Z-ish like what? Who does it? I would say outside of Formula One. Mm-hmm. Like, what's an example? Like, who's on the top of like a pyramid for you of like a celebrity who does social media right?
I'm trying to think because like I feel like also like some people on this list, there's like people who do well on social media that I don't particularly like.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to get me hate. I think Alex Earl does social media very well. I'm not personally the biggest fan of her, but
clearly, I mean, she's like that's her entire thing is social media, right?
Yeah.
But she isn't her boyfriend like in the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. And I just saw this clip of that she was like plucking his eyebrows.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw that.
Wasn't she like at one point she was rumored to be dating Logan Sargent, Alex Earl? But then that was clearly not true because she's dating this guy.
There were rumors that they were like talking.
Right. Okay. I love those rumors. Alex Earl and Logan Sargent are, say it with me, talking. But they clearly weren't doing anything else because she has a boyfriend. But I saw this clip of like the boyfriend on like Hard Knocks because he's on the Miami Dolphins, and he was talking about how when Alex plucks his eyebrows, that it's like more painful than like taking hits in the NFL. And then
that's a little dramatic.
He was just like, bro, it hurts so bad. Like it's like a different thing. Like I'll take but like it's a different thing. And then I was like, all right, well now I have to go find their Instagram. And I found the clips of like her plucking his eyebrows. But you get this, and I think that's at its core what social media is really there for. Because if you wanted to see like a commercial, there's like, you can watch a Honda commercial. You could watch an official product commercial for something. But the social media, you want to peek inside.
I will say not all branded content was created equal. There was some branded content that I loved.
There's one driver in this list.
There's one driver who crushed his drive.
Yes.
His brand deals were better than most people's Instagrams.
Yeah,
but even what makes a successful branded content is that you feel like you're getting a peek behind the curtain. That's
exactly.
That's the ideal of what social media is there for. So, all right, let's get into it. Let's start at the bottom, work our way to the top.
There's a few garbage ones down here, and here's the other one: is it a lot of professional photos of you in the fucking car?
Yes, and also which professional photos you use, because I now we're just speaking like too broadly, but like we'll get into that. Okay, there's a few people. I think there's clumps of people, but who's at the bottom of this list?
Okay, he doesn't need to be near the bottom, but let's start with is Miguel going to listen to this one?
I was actually ready to start with this one, too.
Guess what? Issa's on. Miguel's definitely going to listen to it. Yes.
Lo siento, Bobby.
I put one note for this driver.
Yeah, for those of you listening, Miguel is Issa's dad who loves Checo. Okay.
For Checo,
Yes.
in my notes, I put gives about as much as he gives on the track.
Whoa! No! That's not fair. Checo puts a lot of effort into. You can't say that Checo does not try on the track.
Yeah, Checo on track takes big swings.
Yeah.
And he
On social
he misses.
media, it's just like
No, he's not. He's trying to get paid.
Yeah.
He's trying to get paid.
Every time Checo does a branded thing, it's like blink twice if you're safe, sir. I mean, really, really crazy. Some of the brand.
Yeah, they're
content
all
that's
like
on
these
here.
hostage video fucking brand deals that he does.
Yeah,
And it's not. And this is. And by the way, I want to start a new sub ranking here.
yeah.
Within our social media rankings, we need to rank of wife guys from top to bottom. Like, who's a wife guy?
You
Because a
mean like
lot of these drivers
Yeah.
like are pumping their sig of like heavy.
right?
Other
Well, we were
drivers barely even they have sig ofs, but you barely even,
Right.
they're barely even there. So Checo is interesting because Checo is like a big family man, but you don't really he doesn't let you see that, right? At
Yeah,
all.
I mean, it's
Which
it's
is
like
his
in
choice,
there.
which is his choice.
It's in there a bit, like on the I mean, this holiday he didn't. Like last year, I feel like there was a Christmas photo. You know, it's all very like here we all are. It's not
No, but,
like
like Hulk.
you know, like
Hulk was
Hulkenberg.
doing
Yes.
Hulk was a big wife guy.
Yeah.
Hulk was big wife guy energy.
Yeah.
And there are other guys who have girlfriends and they're big girlfriend guy energy. I want to rank them.
Right, sure.
I want to rank who is number one wife guy. And
Yeah,
who's
yeah, yeah.
bottom of the pile wife guy. I think Checo's near bottom. By the way, it's not a
Yeah.
bad thing if you're not a wife guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you don't love your wife.
Yeah, sometimes on the other side of Instagram posts calling someone your queen is infidelity. That is sometimes what happens. What's on the other side of like this is my queen, this is my my angel, all that.
Who was the big wife guy? The expert? What was that group of like that online collective? His whole thing was there was like what was that collective? The Try Guys.
Oh right, yeah.
That guy's
Yes.
whole personality was that he loved his wife.
Right, yeah. He made it his whole brand. Was like me and my wife cooking, me and my wife doing this, and then it was like, whoa. All right, yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's Checo. He's not throwing that much in there, but yeah, I mean, his is pretty bad. Who else is kind of in this bottom tier list?
Logan's down there.
Logan's down there. K-Mag.
K-Mag. No
Earlier
effort.
when I was
No
talking
effort.
about the likes, I was talking about K-Mag. I was like, I was looking at the K-Mag. I was like, K-Mag's got like 1.4 mil, and it was like 3K. I was just like, oh.
He puts no effort in. He puts no effort in. It's all just like pro photos and brand deals.
Well, it's these like interviews with this company that I guess he's like that sponsors him. There's like a bunch of these interviews that were like on his thing recently. But yeah, like it's the people aren't really responding to the stuff. And I think K-Mag could have a high ceiling because K-Mag is like a playful. I think that like
like fun.
I see potential in K-Mag, and I'm like when I see Checo's Instagram, I'm like sure. Like, that guy is so branded. Like,
Yeah.
if, it's like he's, on billboards across Mexico, like, is Checo. That guy is a brand. That guy is an entity. Like, he is a
K-Mag's
corporation.
very much an individual.
Exactly. K-Mag's an individual. So I don't have, like, high hopes for Checo's Instagram. I think it's exactly what it needs to be. Because, like, otherwise, if he just starts posting stuff from his life, it's going to mess up the bag. He'll screw up the bag, like throwing too much other stuff. If he can't put in like an Alex Albon kind of like dirty selfie in there, can't do that. It's gonna mess up the bag. K-Mag, I feel like could have that, but it's just not.
Yes. Yeah, and as Jenny points out, his daughter would do numbies. His kids would do
Numbies. Well, there's one F1 knows it because there's this clip that F1 he did a co-post. F1 threw these guys a couple bones this year and was like, let's do a co-post. Hey, this is good. This will be good for you. We'll do a co-post. And so then, just get some DRS to your account.
Yeah.
And there's the thing where K-Mag's daughter's helping him put on the gloves. And everyone's loving it. I mean, it's like it did numbies on numbies.
Yeah, they're like, this is how you do it.
Now, here's the thing. Posting your kid can be completely toxic. So you don't want to be like, hey, K-Mac, let's see more of that cute little, your cute daughter, and let's fuck up, her life by being overexposed to a public at too young an age. But the bath content, Nico Hulkenberg on the other side of that garage doing it pretty well. He's much higher on this list for me.
Yeah. That he is doing as well as a dad could do on this platform.
Yes, definitely. And which we will discuss. All right. So these are our bottom two. Who else is at the bottom?
So it's Logan. I got Checo and Logan. Who are we putting on the bottom here?
I think Checo can go bottom. I think that K-Mag can go above, and I think Logan can go next on that list.
He's got this one where he's like playing football on the beach, and I'm like, and they're like professional photos. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you had a professional photographer take pictures of you playing football. Like that couldn't have been with an iPhone.
Yeah.
Well, he's either like F1 driver or frat boy, and there's no in between. And that picture was giving frat boy.
Well, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with him being a frat
I'm
boy.
okay with it too.
Yeah, Issa, we know you're okay with that. Is he that? I guess I'm like, is he that frat boy? I guess he is, but he's giving like quiet in the corner frat boy. It's not giving like...
He's not brash.
Yeah, it's not like in your face, like... I would
social
like it
chair.
to be more... Yeah, it's like, he's not the social chair, exactly.
Oh, no.
Okay, Issa, what's his role? Like, if he wasn't a frat, what would his role be?
Well, I do know that, the athletes who are in a frat are, they don't make that their personality because, they play a sport. So, this is kind of what he's giving. He's, he's the social pledge. I don't know if y'all know it. It's, whenever they just, give someone a bid and, they're not actually, they don't have to, go through, pledgeship or anything. They're just, in the frat.
Right.
So that's what he's giving. He's just,
a
social pledge.
I see.
Yeah,
it's kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, it's kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's not fully. It's not fully anywhere. And now
Kind of
here's
like his F1 career.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it because it's until you have a stronghold in this is where I am, this is what I'm going to be. It's letting someone in, like the peek behind the curtain. If you don't want people to, if what's behind the curtain is turmoil and a mess and filled with over the cup runneth over with insecurity and instability, then yeah, it's you're not gonna peek behind the curtain. That's what it takes.
He's playing it really safe. I was like, you should drive a little bit more like your Instagram.
Yeah,
He's playing it real safe.
You know what? That's good. I feel like that nails it. Logan Sargent, drive a little bit more like your Instagram. Okay.
And Instagram a little more like you drive.
Yeah. That's true. Wow. Inverse that shit.
Let's get a little red hat going. You know what I'm saying? Let's let's get a peek.
Let's take the country back.
It's 2024.
Let's make Formula 1 great again.
It's 2024. This is the year that is a big year for. It's a big year for him.
All right. Who do we have in this next area?
I could put Joe here.
Ooh, I want to argue about that one.
Okay.
He's like Lewis Jr., I feel like.
He's definitely Lewis Jr.
Okay, is Lewis Jr. what you want to aspire to? The off-brand Lewis?
No, he's on the way, though. Well, I like his Instagram.
He's on his way to 7 world championships and to be an international icon.
I like his Instagram.
Or did his parents just give him a fucking black credit card? An MX Black.
If you like scroll through his account, there's like maybe 2 pictures of the car on his feed.
That I like.
He flexes being a Lululemon model more than an F1 driver.
Yeah,
and I like that. It feels like authentic.
No, I was expecting. I hadn't checked in on Joe. You know, I've been a minute since I had kind of. This was like, what this activity for this episode made me realize is how little I actually check in on some of these guys. I'm like, oh wow, had no idea what was going on with you. So one more thing about Logan Sargent. I don't know how many of the current drivers follow him on the Insta. I don't think it's many. That used to be able to be much clearer, but yeah, it's a little bit low. I'll just say that. But no, I actually kind of dug. Joe's was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I like his account.
Can I give you? It's just I don't have to put it this low. I'm just saying it's just fine. His dumps are okay. He posts a lot of fits. I guess maybe it's because I'm not a fashionista, but like if your personality is that you just like nice clothes and you like wearing the most expensive, most avant-garde clothes of all time, if that's like the one peak I'm getting out of you, then that's not enough for me. That's just not okay. There's a fit. There's a fit. There's a fit. There's a fit. Lewis does more than post fits. He like at least is trying to like inspire people. He's jumping out of fucking airplanes. He's doing like insane shit. There's like he's a man of like Lewis is trying to do social good in the world. Do you know what I mean? So to say that he's Lewis Jr., it's like no, he's just a rich guy who buys nice clothes.
He's going for Lewis aesthetic. So it's like Lewis. Yeah. It's kind of Lewis frosting without Lewis cake. You know, that's kind of what is going on there. I think that's a bit true. It's a lot of photographs that are not necessarily like, you know, Alfa Romeo company photographs. It's not necessarily him on the track. Which is good, but I don't necessarily feel like I get a sense of like his total personality. Mm-hmm. I don't really necessarily feel like it's like he's showing me something particularly revealing by not doing that.
See, okay, so here's the thing. Like Jenny suggests Lance in the chat, right? This is why I don't put Lance down here, because Lance had like one or two, like Lance is just like trash, and then like one or two like, holy shit, that's amazing.
Yes.
Like the lows are so low, but the highs are just incredible. Like his thing with DJ Khaled was
oh my God.
It was one of the best posts of all of them. And then his hospital content was great. Like, you know, he gave us like he gave me a few things where I'm like, that puts him above a guy like Joe. For me.
Yeah.
But the DJ Khaled thing, I was dying laughing.
I was hoping we were going to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. It's all corporate, like boilerplate, and then it's just like the close up of him eating ice cream with the you know, like with the milky lip, and I was just like, oh, that's amazing. And then even like, you know,
it's like his driving performance. It's like every couple of years he'll put it on pole or he'll get a podium. It's like
yes,
but it's usually garbage.
Right, you see these flashes of brilliance, and you're like, but what happened for these 6 months, though?
It's like it's 6 months of trash, and then like the best pass you'll ever see.
I also got to respect the fact that like he hadn't posted from August 27th until December 30th.
He doesn't give a...
I'm just loving just like a ghosting. I'm just loving that he was just like, for 4 months. Was just like, I'm not posting shit. No, fuck you. And you know what that is also? It's like he doesn't need... It's like a lot of these other guys like have to post. Like they're like contractually obligated to post because like they need the money from their brand deals. Like Charles Leclerc needs to post because like he's under 25 contracts with like whatever jewelry company, Ocular, whatever, Bose, anything, like whatever the fuck thing
on his bracelets.
He needs more brand deals. He needs more.
Whatever it is. But like But Lance is like, I'm already like, I don't need the money, guys. So like, I'm not actually like beholden to the fucking teddy bear necklace company that Charles is like constantly taking photographs in. So he's like, I don't need to post for September, October, November, or most of December. Like, I actually don't need to, and I'm not in the mood to be sharing this, so fuck you, I'm just not posting, which I respect. Yeah. I posted maybe 5 times on my own personal Instagram this year. I mean, we post however many hundreds of times on the fucking, our channel, but I was loving, I was looking back and I was like, fuck yeah, I only posted 5 times. That's cool. It's cool to not post.
All right, so what do we got? So what's our list right now?
We're slow rolling. We got Checo, K-Mag, Logan Sargent. We need a number 17.
So I don't have to put Joe here. We could put someone else here. Throw out someone else. Who do you got here?
What about say Max Verstappen?
Ooh.
I think. Ooh, yeah, I did put Bottas pretty low.
Okay, make the case against Max.
Okay, Max. It's him. Like, it's so repetitive. It's all just 90% racing, 10% like his mom and Kelly.
Yeah.
But like that's like just him. Like, that's his life. He is always like talking, like when he gets out of the race car, he's on the sim all weekend. And so like I can kind of respect his Instagram being like that because that's just how he is. Like, he's just real.
I think it is a reflection of him. I mean, there's no way that he runs his own Instagram account.
No
I think
way.
like every now and again they're like, we should put a picture. It's your mom's birthday. So what about this picture?
Wait, hold on. He's definitely on the Instagram because he follows some wild accounts. Full send girls.
Yeah, is he still following them? Let's see.
I miss his little hot girl workout videos.
Yep, he's still following Full Send Girls. Yep. King. Legendary. Yeah, he'll definitely like go on there, but I don't think he's like in charge of I doubt that he's like in charge of posting. I agree that that is his vibe.
He's near the bottom of the girlfriend guys rankings, by the way. He does not post her a lot.
He doesn't. I mean, they just did a tandem post. They just did a shared the New Year's post.
That one eats.
It eats, and there was BDE with posting the group shot, and it's like you have to turn your phone to the side to see it. That it's not like they're just like, fuck you. What? You're not going to turn your phone to see us? Yeah. That eats. Okay, so if he's who's down here?
I'll put Max down here.
I think that Max does kind of. This is the Max territory. As much as it is a representation of him, I think it's still.
I do think Bottas needs to be.
Oh, you're out on Bottas. You're out on Bottas?
It's all brand deals and nudes. That's his whole account.
No, it's a lot. Wait a minute. It's a lot of him biking. It's a lot of him in the outdoors. Big girlfriend guy. Huge. By the way, I get it. By the way, he's a guy who, when he wears clothing, I get a sense of who he is. Like, he clearly has a fashion sense. He gives, like, Venice dirtbag. Like, that's his vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, Joe, what he wears, I'm like, who? I don't even know. That's just a rich guy. You know what I'm saying? Like Valtteri has a clear aesthetic in what he's putting out, what he wears, and what he does on Instagram. I mean, you might not like it. Also, did you not see the crazy video where they're like unveiling the different months?
And
people are just giving like these tepid ass reactions. Like, people don't even know what to do with like looking at these giant blow-ups of his nudes, and then he's describing like the process of each nude and what they each mean in his
the
like
unveiling.
very the unveiling. And there's like 19 people there.
Yeah.
This is an F1 driver. We get 10 to 15 times the people to our live shows. Like, it's crazy how few people came to this thing.
I guess my thoughts on VB is like, he's now turned like things that were once like candid into like branded opportunities for himself. It's like there was like this all there's
Jenny went from candid to branded.
From candid to branded. Like the meme where it's like the one domino falling and then there's a humongous thing. It's like the first is like Bottas on Drive to Survive in the sauna. And now it's like he has a calendar with pictures of his ass. It's like that's where it started. Without Drive to Survive and him being like, yeah, I'll be naked on Drive to Survive. I'll show my ass on Drive to Survive. We're not, but now we have a calendar, and in the same way that like when Facebook was cool because it didn't have ads, and then all of a sudden, Issa, there was this thing called Facebook. It's now called Meta. It owns Instagram.
Yeah.
In the social network where there's the whole debate of like ads make the thing not cool.
Yeah.
The second you start to like monetize, something gets lost in the process. And I think like Bottas last year was very high on our list. He was like near the top. I do think that he's a little bit too self-aware and he's like it's become too much a part of the shtick.
I still think like we get a sense of who he is more than say the Hulk. I want to put all right, Brian, break the tie because I had him high. I had him really high.
Who?
VB.
I think VB is higher than fully down here. I think that like honestly, as much as Stroll like gives us those tastes, it's still kind of. I think he's still kind of low. I think that like around here is like Max, Lance Stroll, maybe like Nico Hulkenberg, kind of in this area. What did you have, Issa?
She had VB.
Yeah, I had him lower, but I had like Max, Oscar, Lance in the same like vicinity.
Interesting, yeah. Well, let's talk about Oscar. I think Oscar is an interesting one.
I mean, Oscar's is mostly trash. I think
yes.
He's riding high on the tweet.
Yes.
He's just going to be coasting on that for the rest of his life.
Right.
Jenny Eagle Eye pointed out that the highlights spell Oscar.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
If you look at his Instagram, the highlights spell Oscar.
Yep.
Love it.
Clearly not his decision, but yes.
Big girlfriend guy.
Is he?
But he doesn't tag her.
Oh,
interesting.
Walk me through that. What does that mean?
But also,
yeah, she's not tagged. I'm looking at the Wimbledon pic, and the pic's there, but she's not tagged.
If it was the other way around, then I think I could interpret this a little bit better. But I think they're just like kind of like low key. Like she's a private account, and so I feel like it's like a protective type thing.
Yeah, she's like I don't need to be thrown to the wolves. But like you are my boyfriend, so yeah, we were here and we did take a nice picture. What I love about Oscar's Instagram is that like the professional photos that he chooses to use are so funny to me. They're all awkward. There's like
that's just him.
Or are those the best ones, Brian?
Right, those just might be the best ones because he doesn't know how to like kind of just give a smolder. Doesn't know how to like kind of just give the look that's gonna like get the pick. But even in the candid shots that he takes and whatever, it's always
it's just psychotic. It's just psychotic.
Yeah.
It's just psychotic.
Yeah. Like him sitting on the car, it's so awkward. They're so yeah. I love how like bad the photographs that he chooses to use are.
Every once in a while he'll pick some good ones.
But more than that, it's like even the candid ones, like what the Landos and the Albons do is that they just know how to like take a photograph. Mm-hmm. And even if it's like they just know how to like do it on an angle where it's going to be like that's actually like a fun angle that
Lando's
you're using.
Fascinating to me. Lando is actually has an interesting opposite problem. Is an interesting dichotomy. Lando gives the best selfie I've ever seen. Lando gives great selfie, but if he's in like a photo shoot, it's over.
Yeah, he's got to be on his terms.
Yeah, it's got to be him controlling it. But if you're like, hey, you want to be in Vogue or GQ or here, put this thing on and smolder, it's horrible. He's stiff.
Yeah.
But it's like I agree. We'll get into Lando, but like the mirror, like there's a mirror selfie that was on August 17th, a little mid-season recharge.
Oh, I do like that photo dump.
Well, okay, it's a photo dump, but like the mirror selfie is just like straight on in the mirror. It's just giving like basic in the most like lovable way. Whereas like if Alex Albon and Lily were doing this, it would be like on the ceiling, and they'd both be like barely in the frame, and it would be like, you know what I mean? So it's just like they take the same picture. They're both in the elevator. Two couples walk into an elevator. One is Oscar and his girlfriend. The other is Alex Albon and Lily. And like two different pictures come out. And like one is this, and the other is something, something else. Yeah. That's I appreciate. And I do feel like I understand that about Oscar, but it does make for an aesthetic that is not quite as poppin' as the others.
So, but you rank that higher because it's so amateurish.
I find it endearing, but I agree that it's like kind of it should be low. Yeah.
So do you think he would get away with that more than Max Verstappen?
Max doesn't
I feel like
do any
their accounts are, like,
selfies or any
similar.
of that shit.
He used to, though.
Yeah, he doesn't anymore, really. I feel like this year was like, I'm off that shit.
He's locked in.
Everything was official an official photograph, unless it was like, a picture of him and his mom. Or if he got like Lando was like, we're taking a photo, like, come on. Like, let me let me show you how to do this.
Well, like every caption is like a press statement.
Yes.
I feel like Oscar could be here. I am wondering if we give him any extra points for his tweet that will just be the greatest tweet.
Well, that was last year. It's like that.
And his mother carries.
Well,
Nicole.
Nicole. That's a different story. That's a different person.
Friend of the pod.
I also want to give one shout out to Max Verstappen. The best photo that he did take was the one of him floating on the yellow buoy.
Yeah, that's incredible. That was the vacation dump. Was it
the vacation dump?
Yes,
and his whack ass exercises.
Yes,
I miss the hot girl workouts.
Yes,
on his porch. I love those.
He did one of those. He did one or two of those.
Yeah, if I had to give a note, I'd say Max, lean into whatever the decision was to post this, him on the yellow, the floating. So lean in there. So right now we got Checo in last, K-Mag in 19th, Logan Sargent 18th, Max in 17th, Stroll in 16th. Maybe Hulk and Oscar in 15th and 14th. Let's talk a little bit about Hulk. I do want to say Hulk has its ultimate dad vibes, and it's so much better than K-Mag's.
Mm-hmm.
I was like K-Mag
and
just
Checo's.
Yes, just like the them in him in the pool with the kids. Just it did so much. Just those little touches of that. Him posting a picture of him in the ice bath. Everyone was like loving the ice bath content. K-Mag's ice bath content was like top tier. But he didn't take a picture of it and put it on his own channel. And
the poncho
and the likes, the amount of engagement, he agrees with it.
Yes,
he gives a little, but a little goes a long way. And I think Hulkenberg is a testament of that. Yes. Okay.
All right, Joe. All right, can we put Joe here? He's getting away with murder.
I think maybe we can put Joe and Bottas here because I think that maybe they suffer what Issa's saying is that they suffer from what Matt sees in Joe, Issa sees in Bottas, which is that like it's a lot of like you're seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but what am I really learning about you? Mm-hmm. Am I really learning anything?
All right, and then it's got to be Esteban, right? He's not going any higher than this.
Wait, can I gotta say, as much as it pains me to say this,
No.
does Yuki Tsunoda go here?
I put Yuki and Esteban together.
No, Yuki's not high up. I'm very
Yeah.
disappointed in him because
Yeah.
he
has so
has
much
the opportunity. He's underdriving the car.
Yes.
He's in a Red Bull.
Yes.
Like when you see him with an animal, it's just like when you see him with a kangaroo or like when he's the Dubai dump.
The Falcon.
With the
Falcon and he's freaking out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, this guy, he could be number one, but he just doesn't try. He doesn't care.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, he's like, I think Hulkenberg, there's like a ceiling there.
Right. Yeah.
And
He's
Hulkenberg's
approaching
driving
it.
the shit out of that Haas that he's in.
yes.
Being like a dad.
Right.
Being kind of over the hill. Like, he's kind of at the end of his rope there and he's on Haas. But Yuki, it's just he's in a rocket ship of an account.
Yes.
And he's not maximizing it. By the way, I was on his Instagram. I was like, "Holy shit! That hat that he gave Lance with the maple leaf. That's his.
Yeah.
That's his merch.
Yeah, I know. That's his merch.
By the way, his sweatshirt looks sick.
Yeah.
I'm like, am I buying this sweatshirt? But then I saw it was small, medium, and large at 3 sizes. I'm like, am I getting this large from Japan? Definitely not. Definitely not going to fit me. Will this fit me?
They are kind of oversized, so it might. But yeah, I think Yuki's. I agree. It's just it's not. The ceiling's so high, and he's so not even close to it.
Because, by the way, there's a genre here. I think I can clump. He's at the bottom of the like I'm adorable pile. So it's Lando, Albon, and him that are doing the like I'm adorable.
Okay. Yeah.
Genre.
Yeah.
And I think he could win the I'm adorable
easily.
But he's losing it because he doesn't.
Issa, what does he need to do? What does Yuki need to do? Issa, you're running his page. You're running his page starting tomorrow. What are you doing?
I would probably want to run it like his TikTok page because like his TikTok page is like funny, and like if he ran his Instagram account like that, it would maybe be a little
over
bit
for
better.
these hoes.
Quite
I just
possibly.
need him interacting with more random shit.
Yeah.
Like he needs his own reality show. Like he's one of those pure souls. It's just he has that je ne sais quoi that Marshawn Lynch has, where you could just drop him into a situation and and just watch him react to things, and he's got such a charisma that you're just immediate like watching Marshawn. Like I think Marshawn Lynch just like hung out with Bear Grylls and was doing shit with Bear Grylls, and it was amazing just watching him react to Bear Grylls doing things.
Right. I think there's like a little bit of like a lack of it's like Marshawn Lynch. What makes him great is that he's like he kind of knows the machinery that he's in. He knows how to work it. And I think that maybe and that takes a bit of like you have to be a little bit removed from yourself to be like to sell yourself. I don't know if Yuki's like quite there yet. He's not.
But that might come with some maturity.
Right. And it might come with like when he recognizes, oh, there's like when he sees the opportunities, it's not just like, oh, let me do this for ego reasons. It's like, if you cultivate this, you become Daniel Ricciardo.
Right.
Jenny said
Like if you know what you're doing. Yeah.
That's a great
Yes.
series. It's
Yes.
so him.
Anything like that. Just like him doing food, like honestly, just like candids of him doing eating food. That's all it needs to be.
Him reacting to food.
Just a picture of him, like, fucking biting into a taco. That's all. That's what you need. And then it's on like a kind of grainy on an iPhone. Doesn't need to be anything more than that.
I'm leaking here, but like Leclerc went to Mexico, right? What did he do? He bit into a jalapeno pepper, and you see him just going,
that blew up.
was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yes.
Right.
That blew. It was it was 3 pictures. It was him biting it, him making a face, and then him drinking water, and it was incredible.
Right. Yeah.
Yuki could easily do that.
I think Yuki goes down here because for all the reasons that we just said. Yeah.
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 under driving the car. All right, so we're putting Esteban here now, right? Esteban. Why are we in love with Esteban all of a sudden?
Well, it's like you said in the beginning that like you might not like it, but it is good.
It is good. It lets me in. It lets me into his whatever. What the hell
his
even
weird,
that is.
his weird little world. I will say about Esteban that the pictures that Esteban takes, the like mouth open, like like the like it's like there's kind of like it's kind of like he's saying like right guys, and then I feel like it's kind of crickets on the other side of it. So there is like a disconnect with like it's kind of like right everybody, and then it's just kind of like okay, like
well,
okay.
what are the likes giving? What are the likes giving?
It's not bad. It's not bad. The likes are okay. He's I love all the pictures of him in these clothes that he just can't pull off.
I didn't even know he had a girlfriend until I was scrolling through his account.
Yeah, the girlfriend she's in there. Flavi Barla. I'm with you. I do think it's like there's a picture of him on a flight, and it's like he's wearing sunglasses, and he's like dipping the sunglasses down and giving you like a look, like right, and it's just like it's kind of like come on,
winky.
right?
He's always winking. He's always
winky, and I just don't know if I'm winking back.
I did love him in Cannes with his sexy ass mom though.
For sure.
Was loving that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, I think I don't think he's super high up. Jenny thinks that Daniel Ricciardo is actually kind of low. What are your thoughts?
It's the same as it always is.
Yeah,
it's just not giving me anything new. By the way, that's what I'm going to hit another big account with.
Yeah.
It's just it's you know what it's like? It's like I could put Lewis here too in in the same sense where it's like this is a sequel or a you know, it's Transformers 6, right? It's like this is a big budget movie, big spectacle, but what am I really learning that's different?
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah.
I mean, obviously Lewis. I mean, where are we putting Danny and Lewis? I mean, because I think they both fall. They're both sort of victims of the same problem, which is that they're both big maximalist. Look at all the cool shit that I do. Look at all the people I'm hanging out with.
Right.
It's cool. It's escapist. Like their stuff. Their genre is like, look how cool the shit that I'm doing is. I would rank Daniel as ahead.
Lewis more so. I think Daniel is a bit more candid than Lewis. I think that they're both like they're in like the 5-6, maybe 6-7 territory. I don't think that they're this low. Okay. I think that I'm not against putting SD around here. Issa, I need you got where are you at with all this?
I think Esteban should go below Daniel and Lewis. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
can I say something kind of controversial?
Please. As
much as he gave us so much this year, when I'm looking at just the Instagram, Fernando Alonso, it's like all the stuff lived other places.
See, that's because you're interpreting the rules in a very narrow sense.
Right.
If you take a narrow interpretation of the rules, he could be in Checo territory.
Right.
But if you take a more generous, he's near the top.
Yeah.
I don't think he's number one.
He shocked us.
He did.
I love his Gen Z intern.
Exactly.
No, I
think Fernando did what all these guys would like hope to do, which is like to go viral, right?
Yeah, that's true.
They're all hoping to be talked about online.
Yeah.
I mean, he created a rumor. I mean, the Taylor Swift.
Yep.
The Taylor Swift posts alone,
right,
would put him near the top. All his work on TikTok. the old man gritty, the weird doorbell thing, the door dash. I mean, he became. Here's the thing, is like, and now we're leaking. Now I'm leaking. But it's like kind of him and George Russell are kind of neck and neck for the meme, for like who was more of a meme. Mm-hmm. George Russell, I don't think was on purpose. Like Fernando Alonso was like trying to be a meme.
Right.
Like he was actually thinking about it.
Yeah, he was Babe Ruth calling his shot.
Exactly. So that has to be considered. Like, which do you rank higher of those two? Like, in terms of like, does intention matter for you?
Okay, you know what I think is down here with Esti and probably below Esteban. Can't believe, honestly, Carlos Sainz
underperformed the car.
Yeah,
he was afraid to go full Pierre with it. Honestly.
Yeah,
like you're single now. What are you doing?
He's playing it safe.
Yeah, there's just not really. It just feels very safe. It feels very safe.
Like somehow Pierre managed to be more of a whore, and he's got a girlfriend
in a relationship. Yeah,
in a relationship. Mm-hmm. Like I don't know how he did it, but there was not a wholesome moment on that entire Instagram. Like even when he kissed his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like he was grabbing, like for New Year's, I was like, dude, did you have to grab the back of her head like that? Like, can't you just have? No, everything he does has to be fucking hot.
Yeah,
you know, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Sainz
that
underperformed the car.
I think that Sainz is below everyone. I feel like it goes after Yuki. I think it goes Sainz, then Ocon, then Lewis and Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay, what do you want? Because here's the thing: is if you're that hot and you're that single, you got to serve, right? Mm-hmm. That's my thing with him.
You just need more candid. It's like it's all too posed. Everything's a pose. You know what I mean? Like
brand. I think he's another.
The only thing that was the best thing that he did the whole year was him in the snorkel gear with his belly kind of sticking out. That was kind of the best photo that he took the whole year because it was going against. It was like going against type. It was like, I'm Mr. Suave, I'm Mr. Smooth, I'm Mr. Linen, and then here I am like being goofy, being silly, being like relatable. And there's just not enough of that. Even like the pictures of him like on the plane where he's kind of man spreading and he's like spread out. It just feels very like, it doesn't feel like, oh, I captured him. Like I was a fly on the wall. It feels like I could see the entire scene being set up. There was like, all right, get the professional camera out and we're going to take a few pictures of Carlos to like make him look relatable.
Yeah, his paid and he has a lot of paid content because he's a brand and
of course, but which is going to happen.
Sucks. But there were guys up here who had good paid shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, should we get into them because now we're heading into the top 6 territory. I feel like are with your paid shit. Are we talking about who are we talking about?
Well, we're talking
I'm talking
about
Alex Albon.
Yeah, well, he's
well, no, I mean,
he's
no,
not, he's not in this territory.
He's not the.
Okay, that's what.
Bad paid content. I think we should honestly, Charles Leclerc needs to be.
What are you talking about? No, he was near the top. He's my favorite.
We're near the top. We're the top 6 here.
No. Charles Leclerc could win this thing.
I don't think so.
I had him pretty high too.
The virtual reality.
Oh my god! Insta.
He had like when he's playing the piano on the virtual reality or he's doing the workout, he goes, "Oh my god, I love it! It's incredible." APM Monaco, the weird jewelry that he was shilling.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I wrote it down. I wrote down the exact copy of it. Always move forward. Long beat. With determination. Seek for opportunities. It's like not even English. Seek for opportunities. Passion leads to endless possibilities. Feel strong. Stay focused. Not stay focused. Stay focused.
Yes, Google Translate.
It's like ChatGPT wrote this in French and then like Google translated it into English. Aim for the exceptional. Be ready. It's up to you. Forward and beyond your limits. Never give up. I am Charles Leclerc. I am APM Monaco. I couldn't stop laughing.
But it's bad. It's bad.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing because it sucks. It's like amazing because it's fucking bad, dude.
Better than Checo's like hostage video where someone has a gun. Someone has a gun to his head just outside the frame.
That's why I said 6th and not 20th. Honestly, what Charles does in the...
At least they tried something. At least they tried.
Yes, they swung and they missed. Is what happened.
So good. I'm gonna fight you to the death here.
Wait, Issa, where are you at on this?
I think that Charles would have the best Finsta out of this entire grid. If y'all know what a Finsta is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
we know
would.
what
Okay.
a fucking Finsta is. Okay.
Just checking.
He would. Okay, he would. But
His Finsta would eat. He's like, he has a really good balance of like cute, sexy, but also like funny, and then he's also throwing in the brand deals. Like he has like a pretty good ratio.
But it's so chaotic.
Yeah, that's who he is.
It's like him.
Brian, he is chaos. He's Chucky Chaos. Okay.
But it's like
okay. I'm gonna go through some of his.
There's
jobs.
no identity to it. It's just,
That is his identity, Brian. That is his identity. He's fucking chaotic. That is exactly who he is.
But
Okay,
it's
I'm
like
gonna go
every
through it.
primary color just shoved together,
with
and what I
Elton
see
John.
is just like a brown shit piece of thing, and that's what it is.
And it works.
He's spooning
guess.
with his trainer. He's always hanging out with his trainer, which I feel like is his life. Okay, his jet content, because they're always like, thanks to the jet that flies me around. He's like playing chess with Pierre. He's got Queen in there randomly.
But he's playing chess with Pierre. That's 100% Pierre all the way. I say Pierre's the reason why that popped.
Well, Pierre's ahead of him for one post and one post only. We're gonna get to that in a second. he. I've now realized that Kaiser Soze one of the best posts of the year.
Okay.
All right, so we'll put Checo here. I will put Charles here, but I think you're
Charles
wrong.
is here.
He's holding bananas, the scooters on the beach. Wait, remember the one where he's holding the psychotic dog? The dog's like trying to bite him or
The
something?
dog that he's obsessed with.
The wiener
Yeah,
dog?
the little wiener dog
Yes.
that's like
Yeah.
snarling and trying to kill him. It's incredible.
and
It's
then him
so
and Carlos,
good, Brian.
They go on some TikTok later, and they're like, "Oh, we need a name for our tiny Mike," and he's like, "Let's name it Mimi," and everyone's like, "Mimi." He's like, "Yeah, it's this little dog that I met. I just like really like it."
How about and then him eating the jalapeno, the 3-parter of him eating in Mexico, eating the jalapeno pepper.
Yeah, but that felt like there was something about that was like it just felt like too set up. It just felt set up.
Okay, whatever.
I know that it represents. I don't know. I just can't necessarily. I can't.
All right, so put him there. Put him there. I don't give a
Okay.
shit. All right,
All right, we're in our top 5.
Criminal.
We've got
crazy.
Albon, Norris, Russell, Fernando.
Albon's not going any higher than this. I won't let it happen.
Dude.
I think he was edging into too much girlfriend content.
Albon is.
Are we at too much girlfriend content?
George is approaching that.
No. I have a theory about George. I think
Albon
she runs his fucking account.
Albon is better. Albon to me is like number 1.
Albon's is really good. I'm just near the top. I think George is number 1 girlfriend guy. I think he's near the top of girlfriend guys. Wife
yeah,
guys.
but I mean, I'm talking overall, but yes, of the girlfriend guys too. Albon's just like, I just have to like. Albon's Instagram is like watching someone take Eau Rouge flat out. I'm just like, it's just you have to like Leclerc's not taking Eau Rouge. Leclerc's like, you know what I mean? It's like fucking all over the place. Albon's is like, holy shit, wow, that was every post is done so well.
And it's candid, and you get a feel for who
it's the right, you feel like it's the definition of I'm being the peek behind the curtain.
Yeah, but he didn't take a selfie with Brad Pitt. He did not engineer the Brad Pitt selfie. He did not. I'm sorry, he didn't. And he never became a meme. He never went viral. He never did numbies. Like, that's what we're talking about. He didn't ever win.
Sure.
Was he ever the topic of the day?
You're right. He was solid throughout, but he was never, he didn't hit the highs were not as high.
No, he was like consistently the best.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
so where do you put Lando in this conversation? Because I think Lando was excellent.
Lando and Albon are similar to me in that vein.
I think Lando would be higher than Albon, though.
Because Lando has the whole JPEG thing that he started. That all the other drivers are kind of stealing from him in low-key ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Lando's
like
Lando's might be the best as well. Like Lando's and Albon's to me are like the two best presences.
Every post slaps, but no post broke the internet. Like an Alonso post or anything that George really ever did in his life.
Right. Yeah, so now it's interesting. We're getting into this territory where there's like George and Alonso. These are and really like we compare them like if they're teams, you know. It's like who's winning the constructors.
Yeah.
Cuz Lando and Albon feel like the aesthetic is right. There's, the peek behind the curtain. There's the serious stuff.
They're podiuming every week, whereas like George and Alonso are coming in last, but then they're winning.
Yeah. Monaco,
they're winning all the big races.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, George's Instagram is fucking incredible. It's amazing.
Well, I think his girlfriend runs it.
Does she? Because to me, what George's Instagram is like, it's an old man. I mean, and this is George to a T. It's like, it's just an old man in this young person's...
He's Get Out.
It's Get Out.
Yeah.
It's fully...
Did you see that TikTok that said, that was like, I think it looks like George and Carmen like hunt people for sport. That's what they look like. That's what they give in every
Well, what I
picture.
found really interesting was that what I found really interesting is that, did you see the Tommy Hilfiger paid promotion where he's like opening the Tommy Hilfiger
that video is so funny.
Yeah.
It's so weird and he's just like horrible putting. But what I found really interesting was that Carmen was in it. And she was also tagged in it. I'm like, she got like a piece of this brand deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she's up in there.
Yeah,
like,
she's in the contract.
Oh, she's open for business. Like I clicked on her link. I clicked on her Instagram.
Yeah.
We can send her an email right now. Her email, her Gmail, like her Gmail is in, like, this lady does not even have a link tree. Like she just has her email right in the comment. In the what's it called? In the header.
Yeah. It's funny because what we're especially with George, like we made George the thing this year. You know what I mean? The internet made George this year. George was out here just being himself, and then like the fucking fandom was like boom, 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 boom. Like yes. I mean, him just driving by in the car, right? Just like entering the frame,
looking back at it,
and the looking back at it. I mean, the internet like picked up what George was. Oh
wait, we're forgetting about where Pierre lives in all this.
Oh,
I think Pierre's at the bottom of this because I think that Pierre kind of like exists betwixt these two. I think that like he's kind of in the Albon Lando
Pierre's
world.
The only one that's still. I mean, I was like, oh, another year of you just being a hoe.
Uh-huh.
But he's the only one doing it. He's holding it down.
He is like, holding down.
I'm like, even with a girlfriend, he's out doing Carlos Sainz.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I hear that. I still think that he's like at the bottom of this. I think he's at the bottom of this list.
So the Brad Pitt post that was clearly his that does nothing for you.
That one, like, honestly didn't break the internet as much as I thought that it would. Honestly, it was good. Yeah, I'm with it, but I think.
How about him licking his girlfriend?
When did he lick his girlfriend? I might have missed
There's
that.
a post of him literally licking his girlfriend. I'm like, the sex tape is coming in 20 years. With his girlfriend.
Now everyone does photo dumps because of Pierre. Pierre kind of was the first on that. We know that Issa has her thoughts on the photo dump.
Yeah, I've said this in a TikTok before, but like photo dumps, that's how you know a man is like a whore if he's posting photo dumps. And Pierre is doing it week after week after week.
What if you have your girlfriend in every dump that you do, a la Albon?
Then that makes you a little bit less of a whore.
But still a whore?
He's still a little bit, like inherently,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
But I feel like his girlfriend's probably like orchestrating it a little bit.
Oh, her influence is very felt. This year's presence was not the presence of 2019.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Remember Drive to Survive when he was like giving the energy of someone that was so sheltered? When he moves into his house in Monaco?
Definitely.
Remember when he's like, oh my God, I get to not have my mother and sisters living on top of me and I get to be by myself and figure out who the fuck I am? And
Right.
He seemed very sheltered.
No, 2 years ago, he's posting pictures of him outside of like the Williams headquarters, just with like a selfie throwing up the peace sign. This is not the same man. She has taken him and she has molded him. Like
The girlfriend effect.
Yes, like when Michelangelo said about the statue of David, he said
in the clay.
It's in the stone. I just have
brought
to.
it out.
David is in there. I just need to fucking hammer away, and that's what she's done. And now we're getting the product of that.
Brian, what did you think of his acting? Did you see the commercial he did with the animals?
I did not see that.
Okay.
Oh, let's see.
He did
the
he
meat.
did a full
I did see this. Like, which was like
Wasn't
announcing
bad.
his clothing brand, right?
Yeah, he was.
he did
fine.
fine.
A whole scene wasn't bad.
Not terrible. Not terrible. But we'll see how far he can take us. But to me, he's like easily most improved. All right, so now we're running around in circles. We have our top five here. We got Pierre in fifth. Yeah, maybe Albon in fourth. So then our top three. I mean, are we going? Yeah, are we going? Does Lando split these guys, or is Lando in third place? Issa?
All right. What do you think of my whole theory? It depends on what you think of my theory of does George and Alonso get the credit that I want to give them?
They certainly gave us the most this year. They gave us more than Lando. But then when I was looking back at it in a George Russell way, I guess I'm like, when I think about who's the best follow, if I'm going to follow someone's account, I think Lando's better than, honestly, both of them. Now, them as people and them as what the teams have, honestly, what Aston Martin and what Mercedes have done with Alonso and George, honestly, is better than what they've done with their own pages. Jimmy at Aston Martin is responsible for all of the Alonso, gold that we got this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm comfortable putting Lando number one then, and then having George
in the middle.
Now it's George and Alonso splitting the Albon. Now the question is,
I was going to put Lando in between one of them. We were just going to choose a winner of one of those boys and have Lando be in, because I think there's merit to what you said. I think that Alonso's at the top of this. Now thinking back,
I mean, let's not have recency bias. The guy took over the internet with the Taylor Swift thing.
He had more viral moments than anyone this year.
Mm-hmm.
George was a close second. George was a distant second.
Yeah, George
with the pose.
No, yeah.
It's just that the Taylor Swift thing happened a long time ago.
But again, I think George's stuff was unintentional. The internet made George's stuff, whereas Alonso's was like very intentional. Him listening to Taylor Swift, intentional. That's like his presence.
The TikTok he did with Oscar when they put She Knows in the background and they're doing like the helmet swap. I was like, they have good strategy.
Yeah, it's you got to respect, like when you got to respect.
And when
someone.
you adjust for age, he's so far ahead.
It's
the
like
guy
the wow
is
factor.
Yeah.
No, but the fact that he's savvy enough, or at least compliant enough, he's willing to listen. Well, I think when you're a narcissist, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, look at us, right? I didn't even know that Instagram existed, and now I'm like figuring out about captions and how to work it. And, anything to feed the beast, Having looking at Excel
Matt's always texting me things that I'm like, Matt's like about like dynamics, online dynamics, and then I'm like, oh, this is because you've never had an Instagram before we started this podcast. That like you don't. This is just a media literacy problem here. Like following someone, or like, what does it mean if they post this like a selfie in this way but not this way? But Alonso's even more removed from that, and look at what Alonso's been able to do. Alonso's got into social media at like age fucking 50. Also, the videos of him,
or I'll like something from our account, and Brian's like, "You like that?" I was like,
always seeing that. That's always
like,
doing
it was
rogue
hilarious.
shit on our fucking account.
I stopped doing that.
He's following people that he just like meets, and I'm just like, why are we following this person? We were he's like, well, I met them. I was like, yeah, because you don't have your own Instagram. The best recently, Alonso posted these videos of him at his museum. You see the videos of him in the 2-seater cart. It's like he's in like
there's so much karting content from him, which I love.
He's in a 2-seater cart, and he is just violently throwing this cart around. And you know that the person in the back is like has fucking whiplash for days. Like Alonso is just absolutely ruining this person's month. Being like, oh, you wanted to ride with the king, did you? All right, well, how about this? And he's doing like donuts. He puts his leg on the wheel. He like puts his one leg on top of the thing and is just doing donuts, just ruining this guy's day. No, he's
like Harlem Globetrottering the situation.
Exactly.
Basically.
No, I think
let's put Nando at the top. I forgot how much karting content he threw in there.
Nando at the top because as much as if you look back on the specific Instagram feed, between the gritty,
oh, that was good.
The Taylor Swift, the Zoom selfie,
the 0.5 selfie,
the 0.5 selfie.
The Roman Empire, him reading about the Roman Empire.
the
Roman Empire. The smelling the flowers. Like, this man did so much this year.
The self-promo for the influencer of the year.
That's right. He's an award-winning influencer this year. So, what are we not going to have him on the top of our list? I think that everyone can take a note from Lando Norris when it comes to how he approaches this thing. I think that Lando Norris is kind of at the peak of the powers of understanding how to like do this.
That's what a grid should look like.
That's what a grid should look like. The guy understands it.
The guy understands the
what
fundamentals.
He understands the fundamentals.
But there was nothing like crazy inspired.
Right.
Although the JPEG thing was inspired, and then
the JPEG thing was inspired. Some of like the photo dumps of him just like in the like little, the fruit bucket hat, and he's just like, it's like 12 pictures of him just like
the selfies after he.
Selfies.
He gives he's the best at the selfies. He's the best at the selfies.
He's the best like the post race, moment, like that.
His
whole
hospital
thing.
content
Oh, that was good.
is like he looked like me when I was in college, like getting alcohol poisoning, like
Right.
like a college kid. Oops,
Yeah.
drank too much.
Yeah,
But he's
like,
a professional race car driver. There was something so relatable because
Yeah.
that was like he looked. I loved it so much because that's what like you or I look like when we go to the hospital. We're like whoopsie daisies, There was a whoopsiness to him in the hospital that I love.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and the captions, I mean, it's like, he takes a picture with Max and Fernando, 2 world champions and me. There's just, he's
There's
crafty.
there's something like aw shucksy, but it feels like there's something very much like he's a real person in F1.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It feels like how I would be if I was in F1, like, whoa, isn't this crazy? Like, aw shucks to it. I think maybe that's part of what's so funny.
He's just a relatable king.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's a literal king. He's honestly, he's upped Ricardo's game.
He has. And they were really great together, honestly. I was like going back to the McLaren days.
Yeah.
Like they did some great work together, the two of them.
Yeah. All right, so our final list.
By the way, how old do you think Alex Albon is, by the way?
26.
27. He's actually like kind of longer in the tooth than you think he is.
He's kind of getting up there.
How is he so old?
Because like when Isa, you were like, yeah, Checo's too old for those shoes. Alex Albon can rock them. I'm like, he's actually
he's
closing
too old
in
for
on
them
30.
too.
He's closing in on 30.
I think those are his. Those must be his shoes, right?
Even worse.
All right, so this is our final list. We got Checo in 20th, K-Mag in 19th, Logan Sargent in 18th, Max Verstappen in 17th, Lance Stroll 16th, 15th, Nico Hulkenberg, followed by Oscar Piastri and Valtteri Bottas. In 12th, Zhou Guanyu. 11th, Yuki Tsunoda, rounding out our bottom 10. Yuki needs to take a page out of the Lando Norris playbook. Our top 10 is Carlos Sainz in 10th, Esteban Ocon 9th, Lewis Hamilton and Danny Rick in 8th and 7th, Charles Leclerc in 6th, Pierre Gasly in 5th, Alex 27-year-old Albon in 4th, and then our podium, George Get Out Russell in 3rd, Lando understands what he's doing in 2nd, and the viral king Fernando Alonso at the top, champion of the year. Shout out, honorable mentions to Otmar Safnauer.
Oh, fuck.
Got to give it out to Otmar.
So hard.
The selfies go so hard in the way that what I was saying about Esteban Ocon, where he's like, right, guys? And then it's a little bit like, With Otmar, it's like, he's like, right, ladies and gentlemen? And then everyone's like, yes! He's like, this is cool, isn't it? And everyone's like, oh, I fucking love that!
I mean, he is driving the fucking wheels off that car.
Yeah, that's a station wagon that he's fucking flying up over Eau Rouge.
That he's putting in P1.
Yeah.
Nah, he's putting that on pole. Does he understand what he's doing?
I don't know.
That's another awareness
I think it's a
question.
George situation.
Yeah. He knows that people like it. He knows that people like it, but he doesn't know why. Mm-hmm. But he's like, people are loving it. People love when I do this.
People love when I check in with them.
It's kind of Tony. It's like it's Tony P vibes. The
DC guy.
The DC guy who follows us.
I thought that was a satire account.
No, dude, he just is fucking an earnest dude, and people fucking love him. And it's just pure, and people love how pure it is. Not dissimilar from, Keith Gill, a.k.a. Roaring Kitty. From Dumb Money. You should see Dumb Money, Issa. I think you might like it. It's a full movie, which might be hard, but it just came out.
TikTok.
It came out this year. It's good. And Any final thoughts? Any final honorable mentions? Anything we didn't cover?
Yeah. Didn't think Esteban would be this high, but, you know, who knows? Next year, Esteban could pull a George Russell, become our favorite driver. Remember when we hated George Russell, and now he's like my favorite driver. I saw like because when he posted because it's so crazy because when I saw last year's New Year's Eve and George Russell was with Alonso, I was like, what is this great man doing with George Russell?
Right.
And then I saw them again this year. I was like, no, these two guys, these are both great men.
Yeah.
These are two great misunderstood. These are two misunderstood great men. Yeah. Who knows who we're going to love next year?
Yeah, you never know.
Is anybody climbing your rankings that like, oh, did you go through this and be like, oh, I didn't think, well, he kind of, you know, anybody hit you differently this go round?
I think Charles is too. I would have put Charles a little bit higher.
Wow, I'm really shocked. I find it.
Yeah, he was near the top for me because you thought it was chaotic, and I'm like, that's who he is. He is chaotic.
I know, but I wanted
love
it
him.
I know, but I wanted it to be chaotic. I need him to like get a little bit more control of the car.
Pretty face and a waist all gone. That's what
he
I think
is. He is like that car is driving him. I need him to be driving the car. That's how I feel. Well,
yeah, I just feel like you know what I love about him is that he's so gorgeous, and he, like a guy like him shouldn't be trying this hard, and he does.
He shouldn't be trying as hard as he does.
He shouldn't be trying. Like, I mean, look at Carlos Sainz. He's like, yeah, here's my fucking account. You love it. Shut up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Where Charles Leclerc is like, what about this? What about this? You guys like this? You guys like this? I'm like, whoa. Like, if I look like Charles Leclerc, I would be doing what Carlos Sainz is. Like, here's a shirtless pic. Here's me in a fucking polo.
Right.
Love it. You dumb idiots.
Yeah.
Give me my money. Give me my likes.
I need him to put the teddy bear necklaces down. I need those to go away.
I think him and Will Buxton need to teach a seminar.
He needs to put the teddy bears away.
Oh, I love him. I love him so much. He needs to be. It's like there's something about Leclerc and Yuki Tsunoda both where you just want to protect them. I don't know what it is. It's the precious baby angel thing.
They're at the top of the precious baby angel list. All right. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's our definitive ranking. You heard it here fucking first. Issa, thank you for coming on the pod.
Of course.
Yeah, where can people find you, Issa?
Do I have to drop that right now?
Do you want people? Do you care?
No, you can drop it. You know I want to be famous.
Yeah. Fucking throw your handle on there.
Issa E. Herrera.
There we go.
Simple as that.
Issa E. Herrera, fucking officially a PR major. So you know this was a fish.
Big day for me.
Majors really define your entire life. That's so thank God you switched that. Okay, yeah, because Matt and I majored in motorsport and podcasting, and that's why we have this.
Clearly.
All right, Vankas. Until next time. I have had COVID this entire episode, so I'm not going to remember this. Brain fog is setting in. Just disclaimer.
Oh, and next, do we want to tell people who our next guest is?
Absolutely.
Should tell all their friends to listen this time.
Yes, next
as our numbers are in the toilet.
The numbers are in the toilet, but babies, we got a good one coming. We got a good one coming up because
almost as good as Issa. Almost as good as Issa.
Almost. That's right.
Almost.
Okay. Yes, because next week we have a big guest, a whale. We have Bradley Scanes, Formula One former performance coach and physio for the one and only Max Verstappen coming on the pod. That's right. Max's trainer. The man who made Max Verstappen's body what it is coming on the podcast. So we will be talking about all things. We're going to be talking about Pierre Gasly's abs. We're going to be talking about Max's tiny kettlebell workouts. We're going to be talking about what you actually need physically to be a Formula One driver, and no one understands that better than this guy. We're thrilled to have him on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did he do it?
How I'm remember in Qatar this year, or was it Qatar when everyone was passing out?
Yeah, not him, not Max.
Not Max.
He was hungover.
Max was hungover and was totally fine after the race because the guy's fucking built different. So we need to understand why. So that'll be happening next week. Amazing Vankas. Until next time.
Mwah. Goodbye, Vankas.
Isa.
Goodbye, Venkas.
Yes.
Thank you.